All right, let's get into it. We got to get into Mission Impossible here, Roxy. After this, we're going to get into your TV picks, which I am very much looking forward to hearing you talk about this stuff. But the first reactions are in for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The first reviews are out. Well, the first reviews are not available till tomorrow. The eighth and likely film for now, anyway, in the venerable action film franchise that began back in 1996 in terms of critical acclaim. The series has mostly been quite well regarded. The first film scored softly positive reviews at the time, but has mostly gone up in estimation. The second was softly panned with critics and widely panned with the audiences. Yes, I hated that one. The third is more mixed. It certainly has its supporters. I love the third one, but there's a lot who don't like it as much as the second. The second trilogy of MI films, on the other hand, Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout, have all been highly acclaimed and beloved by critics and fans alike. Then came Dead Reckoning, which went very well with critics initially, but the fans and audience were decidedly more mixed on it. Can The Final Reckoning stick the landing? Well, the first press screening reactions are out ahead of the film's Cannes premiere, and they are incredibly mixed. The film's major set pieces, the submarine, the biplane sequences, are universally praised. It's the rest of the film around it where there's a whole lot of more division. Some adore it. Some others are calling it this franchise's Rise of Skywalker. Oh, bullshit. Here's a sampling. Kristen Lopez said, as someone mid on the last Mission Impossible, this sticks the landing. Taut, masterfully edited. The ensemble cast works beautifully. Plenty of callbacks to the original series in service of a fitting conclusion. Had a blast. Nate Adams over at Awards Watch says, absolutely rocks. It cranks the stakes higher than ever before and masterfully fuses white knuckle espionage with relentless action sequences. All hail Tom Cruise, who is once again a force of nature. And the final 45 minutes, my God. Agreed. Anton Warman, Fade to Black, Mission Impossible, Final Reckoning. The first hour gets bogged down in exposition, but once it gets out of its own way, it soars. Incredible set pieces. Tom Cruise remains the world's most entertaining madman. And Tremel Tillman is on scene-stealing form. Liked it. Mike Reyes over at Cinema Blend, a vast improvement over Dead Reckoning. Stakes are back. Tension is back in a certain fave. Sequel became a whole lot more important, despite some glossed-over story beats and the biggest loose thread in IMF history. It's a fitting finale. Let's hit some ones that are not so positive. Matt Neglia in Next Best Picture said, bigger doesn't always mean better. The film sometimes buckles under the weight of its ambition, bogged down by excessive callbacks, overstuffed exposition, unnecessary tie-ins, and forced revelations. Despite its flaws, the supposed final mission serves as a satisfactory conclusion. David Ehrlich, IndieWire, was pretty brutal. Said, Final Reckoning is dull and dysfunctional in a way I didn't think this franchise was capable of. I mean, did you see MI2? What are you talking about? Set pieces are obviously incredible, but as someone so supportive of Cruise's crusade to save the movies and whatnot, this was a massive heartbreaker. And Jermaine Lucier at IO9 says, oddly, the least action-forward entry in the franchise. It's long, it's plotty, it's repetitive. When those scenes do hit, holy shit, they're incredible. So I'm pretty mixed on it. Overall high highs, low lows. So, Roxy Striar, that's enough of those. What are your thoughts here?
You know, a lot of times, especially for my business, I got to find ways to send people kashish. I got to send them cash. And it's so frustrating, some of these programs, whether you get a big fee that they include. It's like, oh, we're going to take, we can send it, but we're going to take 80%. It's like, what? And sometimes you send the money by accident to the wrong person, and you're like, oh, no, how do I get that back? And or sometimes you just try to get the cash, and then it's like, oh, there's a processing delay, and they don't really tell you why. Well, not anymore, because Cash App, that's the way to go. Why? Cash App is a safe, it's easy, it's a fast way to send, receive, and transfer money to family and friends. It's so easy to get started. It's like, you know, I get frustrated with stuff quick. I didn't have to call Brett for this one. I just did it. I just signed up. Money shows up right away. You don't have to wait around for days. It's your money. You don't have to wait for it. And the best part is that they also have your back. It's about sending money. And if you're going to send money and you're going to send it to a sketchy account or a scam, there's a warning that pops up. Do you feel more relaxed knowing that Cash App has your back? You should, because that's how I felt. If you don't have Cash App, I'm going to ask you this question. What the hell is wrong with you? Get it. It's so easy. You can just, next time, by the way, when you're at dinner with somebody, like, I'll get you back next time. You go, nope, we can just split it through Cash App. Don't let them get away with it. Limited time only. New Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash. For real. No catch. You just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code, Christian, in your profile. Send $5 to a friend within 14 days, and you're going to get $10 dropped right into your account. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App.
It's hard to give my thoughts after seeing this movie and not being able to give my thoughts. on those negative reviews and how much I disagree with what they said.
Right.
Right. But I can't speak on that yet.
Yeah.
So, but when referring to this as the Rise of Skywalker, I wonder if they just mean that it's controversial, that there's that
maybe.
people who love it, and people who don't.
Mm.
But I feel like when Rise of Skywalker came out, it was more controversial, and now it feels like there's a lot more negativity on it than positivity. Maybe that's just from where I'm sitting. So
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what that comparison was. Hearing these reviews, man, it seems like the general consensus is that the scenes that work for everyone.
Right. Yes. The biplane and the sub scene. Yes, for sure. Well,
I'm annoyed. I am annoyed with people on this. I'm annoyed with people on this. I don't understand. I don't understand the way that we try to make everything Casablanca.
Okay.
The way that it's like the deep dives and I think we should expect a lot from our cinema, but
yeah,
the way that we talk about act structure and dialogue and whatever other I don't understand what this is a Mission Impossible movie.
Right. It's just supposed to entertain you, right? And
it is the purpose.
Yeah,
it's the only purpose.
Right. Yeah.
So I think everybody walking out of this should ask themselves that.
Right.
Did this movie do its job?
Right.
And how you could say no after seeing this, how we could see some of those reviews, it's hard for me to understand.
Yeah, we do have one more reaction from @Roxy Striar. She says, when it comes to Mission Impossible, I feel like a child. To any of the criticism, la, I can't hear you. This movie made me so happy. If you want a wild spectacle with insane action sequences and some sweet character moments, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is for you. But maybe she meant it as some sweet character moments. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is for you. So,
all right, let's see what my friend John Rocha had to say.
No, it's too long. You don't have to read it. It's ridiculous.
Here we go. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning is an epic opera of an action movie, a love letter to the franchise. Oh my God, you're mortified, so you took yourself off screen. Love letter to the franchise, and to those of us who love it, that turns its amplifiers up to 11 on everything: the action, drama, emotions, death-defying action sequences, and entertainment. A story about the global dangers of AI and the people who would seek to harness it. It also serves as a commentary on the power of humanity when we strive to do what's good for all rather than the few. Its maestro Tom Cruise has never been better as Ethan Hunt, and this movie puts him through hell and back. He and McQuarrie grab you by the collar and toss you onto their runaway train of a movie to entertain you one last time. It does stumble a bit in the first act, laying out its dense plot, not a bad thing, and catching the casuals up through flashbacks, but then it finds its footing and takes us full throttle through this movie, hurling from one plot point to the next. It features some great callbacks for us hardcore Mission Impossible fans, especially the Donlo stuff. Two of the best action sequences of the series, the sub and biplane scenes, and some of the truest emotion you'll ever see in this franchise. It is the final send-off for Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible franchise, and they nailed the target Ethan Hunt style. Go see it in IMAX. And then there's a cool GIF. I wanted to read it all because I think that this is an excellent, fair review.
Thank you.
Or whatever we're allowed to call it, not review. Thoughts.
Reaction. Yes, reaction. Social media reaction. So we can say that we both liked it. We both enjoyed it. That's our reactions. We both had a blast with it. And we both are confused by some of the vitriolic reactions to the movie.
What was your experience? What was your viewing experience for this?
It was here at the local IMAX, just 10 minutes away at Mira Mesa. And they just redid the whole theater. Like every theater now has leather seating and recliner seating. So I got there early because I usually press screenings. I try to get there just a little bit late because I can see where everybody's sitting. Because I don't like to sit next to people. I like to have a little bit of a gap between me and people now. So,
and are the screenings by you? It's possible to have a gap.
Yes, because not a lot of, depending on the film and the studio, because Disney is only press, but some of these other studios mix in influencers with press, and some of these other studios mix in people who are not a member of anything regular fans to come in and watch with us. So I don't like to go to those screenings. I really try to avoid those screenings, but the ones that are press only, those are my jam. But this was a little bit of a mix, but it was only 80% full, the theater. So only certain people were invited. And I got to sit in my leather chair and literally sat Indian style the whole time, just like I was 10 years old, watching this massive television on the screen there with Mission Impossible 8. And look, I had watched Final Reckoning or Last Reckoning yesterday, and I was like, I don't. It's good. It's good. It's just not. It's not necessarily up where Fallout and Rogue Nation are, but it's good. And so I was a little concerned that maybe this one wouldn't hit it, and I was just transfixed from beginning to end in what it all is. And I think you have to love the franchise to love this movie, and I think that's what I liked about it. So I can't speak on it as a casual because I'm a massive fan of this franchise.
I can't wait until we can really fully talk about this
Yeah.
because there's so many follow-up questions for you.
Yeah.
Just so many follow-up questions. I am so excited to talk about this movie with people.
Yeah. Ditto. We'll leave it at that.